So I think it was during February or March. So people from other branches in IISc they started getting the mails about like you were selected for the interview process, the final. So that time I got very upset. कि बाकी सब लोग को आ रहा है कि मेरा नहीं आ रहा है, मतलब मेरा कि नहीं होगा. How we can efficiently design our models so that the energy consumption, the carbon footprint is less.
I should say I look studious, but I'm not.
Comes like the applications built on those datasets. How can they be fit into our Indian context?
All my childhood, I had a passion of becoming a doctor. So I wanted to become a doctor, to get a doctor in front of my name. I was very passionate. Patients lying on the floor, waiting for their turn to come. However, it took a different turn when I gave both my NEET and JEE exam, but I did much better in JEE than NEET.
Are you searching for the key to unlock amazing opportunities? Curious how you or your friends could elevate your careers and make a difference in our country's future? Hi, I'm Jia, and I'm here to take you through an inspiring journey. Welcome to the Reliance Foundation Scholar Bhava podcast. The Reliance Foundation Postgraduate Scholarship 2024-25 will select 100 exceptional meritorious students from select future-ready courses in engineering, technology, energy and life sciences with potential to contribute to creating a new India. All scholarships will be awarded based on academic merit and aptitude and will cover the duration of the degree programs. The initiative is designed to recognize and develop exceptional talent who think big, think green and think digital for the benefit of society. This is part of Reliance Foundation's 2022 commitment of 50,000 scholarships over 10 years. With the aim to nurture aspirations and celebrate excellence, this year 5,100 scholarships are open, which will be awarded on merit cum means basis. For undergraduates, 5,000 scholarships up to rupees 2 lakhs each, and for postgraduates, 100 scholarships up to rupees 6 lakhs each. Applications are invited from undergraduate and postgraduate students enrolled in the first year of their respective program in any location across India. Students can apply online through www.scholarships.reliancefoundation.org. Last date to apply is October 6th, 2024. Hi, I'm Jia. Welcome to Reliance Foundation Scholar Bhava podcast. इस वक्त मेरे साथ हैं चिरेथो भट्टाचार्य. He is pursuing the course of signal processing at Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru. His primary domain of interest is signal processing and machine learning. Welcome to this podcast.
Thank you.
और मेरे साथ वेरी ब्राइट एंड स्माइलिंग एंड जो सबको हंसाना बहुत पसंद करती हैं अपूर्वा. Apurva is a dedicated individual who initially pursued a career in medicine but shifted her focus to engineering. Driven by a desire to explore diverse fields with a strong foundation in both science and engineering, she is now pursuing her master's degree with a passion for research. I welcome you both here and aap log bahut inspiring hain. Seriously, like I was talking to both of you and I was like, wow. I want to know from you, Apurva, you're doing something really amazing for healthcare services in India. Please talk about that.
So actually, I'm working, my master's thesis project is basically using data acquisition and signal processing for building prediction models for healthcare services. I will be working, I'm currently working on stroke patients. So my department is an interdiscipline center, which is in amalgamation with AIIMS Delhi. So we will be taking stroke patients, brain stroke patients from AIIMS Delhi, and then we will take their brain signals and muscle signals in the form of EEG and EMG, that is electroencephalography and electromyography. So these are non-invasive techniques. We are just taking their signals from the scalp or the skin. Post taking these signals, we will try to process those signals and build a prediction model that after what time clinical intervention should be there while their therapy is going on. So how that will help us is that will decrease the load on the clinical setup, because already in a country like India where the population is booming extensively, we have a very stressful condition in clinic. Like patients do have for their screenings, they have waiting for about 1 year. In AIIMS Delhi, I've gone to AIIMS Delhi. I've seen patients lying on the floor waiting for their turn to come. So helping us making a prediction model that can decrease the patient load, in a sense that we know that for some point of time you don't need medical therapy, so maybe you can be at your home undergoing physiotherapy, and post that when you really need clinical intervention you can acquire that. So my project would be focusing towards this reduction in clinical load, aiding in building better interface between medicine and technology, interlinking both so that there is less human workforce required for interpretation of diseases. That's what I will be focusing on.
Explain me in a simpler way what is signal processing, and you
Oh.
you really please explain us, and how India is going to get benefited out of this.
Okay, I mean, I think about signals, if I talk, so whatever is time varying, whatever data is time varying in nature that are changing with time, they can be called signals. And the main focus of AI and ML revolution is to get good insights from data that are around us and to build efficient systems. But one problem is that like all this signal data, all this like this image, this voice we are saying, the phone will be doing this communication signals, everything comes under signals. But what happens is that all the intelligent applications that are mostly in the market that are built on Western datasets, or the datasets that are not very much represented in terms of like Indian or Asian, those type of regions, because I mean whoever like the Western countries, they are pioneering much more, advancing much more than what we are doing. So naturally the question comes, like the applications built on those datasets, how can they be fit into our Indian context? How can they address problems of our country where the diversity changes in every few kilometers? So we are trying to build systems that can address this kind of challenges more efficiently. They will be fitted in the Indian context, and in that way it can be more universal, so that it can, I mean, whatever can work in this country in this much of diversity can also work on systems with lesser diversity. So yeah, we can we are trying to build models, algorithms that can efficiently address problems more globally.
Great, Indian, you are our future, and it's so amazing to see that there's so much of work going on for technology, which will really, really help our future. Great. Okay, so tell us about, आप दोनों के बारे में बताओ मुझे कि where are you from and how was your childhood? What motivated you to come to this field? Tell us about that.
I should say I look studious, but I'm not. Many of my friends consider that I'm a nerd, but it's not. It's not. I just study for like 2-3 hours before the exam, and then I go to exam, and then I score more
This is
than.
lie. Blatant lie.
No. I score more than them, and then they are fighting. Oh. So we in engineering we have a slang called "सांप है ये तो." हाँ, so the person who says that they study less but score more, so that. So I think so. So my childhood journey has been a roller coaster. If educationally I would say is all my childhood I had a passion of becoming a doctor. So I wanted to become a doctor, to get a doctor in front of my name. I was very passionate about that. I was get very passionate towards medicine. My family also had high hopes that someone is saying from start that he or she wants. I want to become a doctor. However, it took a different turn when I gave both my NEET and JEE exam, but I did much better in JEE than NEET. So that was a turning point when I figured it out that maybe physics and maths are more my cup of tea. But still I had some love for biology, so I did my bachelor's in biotechnology. There, while doing my bachelor's, I was a free bird. So I did not, any time in my life, did not have a caged mindset that I am going to do research and I am going to work in a specific field. So we go, generally in engineering colleges, we pitch to a professor that we are willing to learn from you, so can we work in your lab? So I pitched to every professor in my lab. In those 4 years of my BTech, I worked in every lab that was there in my bachelor's college. I did my bachelor's from Delhi Technological University. So I pitched everywhere, so I worked everywhere. Then I started thinking, this is a very placid field for me. Because if we see the current scenario, everything is going towards the digital end. Digitization is going, technology, we are using machine learning models, we are trying to predict the outcomes even before we are in the processing stage. So I thought, let's switch over. So then I gave GATE, and then I took admission in IT Delhi in Center of Biomedical Engineering. So this is a very interdiscipline center. We have professors from computer science, from AI, from electronics, some professors who are working in bed biology in itself. And then I realized that maybe let's do something for the real clinical scenario. So we are like, I had this golden opportunity to work in a project that is in collaboration with AIMS Delhi, and to create a technology based, like, it's my project can be used further in exoskeletons, robotic hardwares, that, so to build a brain computer interface, it has a lot of future implications. So even if in this 1 year that I will be working in the project, this might help us or lead us for 10 years of future research if I work well. So that's how I transitioned from medical to biotech to biomedical, and now to say more towards electronic side of biology. So that's how my journey has been.
Are you that friend जो गुस्सा हो गया कि
नहीं,
अरे
नहीं,
ये तो पढ़ के नहीं गई थी और मुझसे ज्यादा अच्छा लेकर आ गया?
No. Whatever she's working on, like, I can understand technologically as well, and I was listening from her. It's very inspiring, and I mean very much suited for the real world scenario.
We are working on kind of a similar work. He is just working on a data set pre-provided. I'm going to take my own data set.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
a lot of similarity, because
we can understand each
हाँ.
other words technically, so
हाँ.
yeah.
Okay. Tell me about your journey. कहाँ से हैं आप?
Okay.
About your childhood, about your
Okay.
struggles.
Okay.
Tell us that.
I mean, I am actually from Kolkata, West Bengal, but I was born in a place called Shuri, Birbhum. That is a district in West Bengal, and there I spent most of my early childhood, and then I shifted due to my father's profession to Kolkata, and continued my studies and journeys there. So from childhood, like, I was very much interested towards mathematics. My mother introduced me to mathematics first, but also, like, I really love literature very much. So in my projects or whatever I have tried to take in my UG days, when I was trying to find a scope if I can fuse them together. So I did my undergraduate from Jadavpur University in Kolkata, and there I tried to find some lab who can offer me some such scopes. And from childhood, like, I think this is true for every Bengali child from their high school, that they have learned recitation, they have learned 1,000 other things. So I have done recitation and a lot of acting as well. So I was trying to find if I can do something with recitation and mathematics together. So signal processing is eventually one such side that can give you that opportunity. So this, like, we are talking this voice signal, we can do things with that. So I work in a lab where our goal was to, like, mathematically detect emotions. Like, we can understand emotions, but can we detect them mathematically? Can we? Is there clear distinction between I am being sad, I am being happy, I am being angry?
Okay.
Such things like that. So we analyzed our audio signals, and from that we tried to derive the insights. So the lab is called like C.V. Raman Center for Physics and Music. So the name is itself very self-explanatory in that sense. So after that, like, there was some constraints due to which I was compelled to take a job for 1 year, and after that, like, I gave GATE and came to IISc, and signal processing was my first choice. So because this is one topic I understand that can give me more mathematical insights going forward into the AI revolution and the Industry 4.0 applications, but also I will get better insights of data from this course. So yeah, and everything in IISc is very mathematical. So, and I'm very happy about my course and whatever I am learning. I've learned a lot in this last 1 year. So yeah.
So tell me, how did you find about Reliance Foundation postgraduate scholarship?
So one thing is that, like, in IISc, so the top GATE rankers go and everything is okay. So I had this, like, intention that I will get some scholarship. So I was very eager to find out if there is some opportunity or some scope from where I can apply. So I talked to my seniors and everyone, and then from some seniors' LinkedIn post, I came to know about the Reliance Foundation postgraduate scholarship, which doesn't, like, care about your gender or your financial status. Purely based on merit, they select. So I got very, very much interested, of course. and I was eagerly waiting for the timeline, the application procedure opens and everything. After that, the Reliance Foundation conducted sessions in our college, and we got mails from college. So from that, I came to know and applied.
Mine was a completely different experience. So in our university is very active. IT Delhi is very active in giving its students a plethora of other options. So we received a college auto-generated mail. So we all my friends received that mail, including my roommate. So we all were like, कि भरना चाहिए भरना चाहिए, ये इतने सारे बच्चे हैं, भरना चाहिए. तो फिर देन वी डिसाइडेड कि चलो भर देते हैं, भरने में क्या जा रहा है फॉर्म. सो देन वी स्टार्टेड फिलिंग. it was like it's a hectic journey. It's a journey you have to travel through, because it's not a one form that's going to make you get selected. You have to prove yourself that you are worthy of the scholarship that is to be provided.
Tell me about that journey. जब पता चला now, you know वो time period आता है, you're nervous. I don't know this will happen or this won't happen, or you forget about how was the journey, and how was that moment when you found out, oh, you're selected?
So I think it was during February or March. So people from other branches in IISc, they started getting the mails about like you were selected for the interview process, the final. So that time I got very upset कि बाकी सब लोग को आ रहा है, कि मेरा नहीं आ रहा है, मतलब मेरा कि नहीं होगा. But I could not believe that I was not at all worthy of getting an interview. I was certain that I will get an interview, fine, okay. But वो नई call नहीं आ रहा था. So then we realized that okay, fine, the calls are getting released in slots or things like that. So we are getting gradually. Then after that, the interview happened. That was in between my semester. It was really a good interview. It was more of an interaction for me. Like they asked me questions about like what I want to do. Like there are certain values of Reliance Foundation. How my goal is aimed with that. Is that aligning? So it was a good interview. After that, I was in US for this research experience program. Then I came to know that I have got this. So
Who did you inform first about that?
my mother, of course. Everything. I owe everything to my mother. So yeah.
How was her reaction?
Yeah, she was very happy. I could not see her visibly, but I could imagine her. Like she was very happy. Like we were anticipating this very much. That I mean, we should get. It will be a good thing. It will be a really great thing, great addition to my CV and the monetary benefit, the networking benefit, everything. So yeah, we were very glad.
My difference was completely different from his. So I am a very budgie person. So I am if I am after a thing, so I am after a thing. So I was checking portal a lot during that time. Actually, I mailed even the Reliance Foundation scholarship contact team regarding when are the results going to be released. I am waiting. Yeah, I got that they will be released. Wait for a time. Be patient. So I am very. Sometimes I get impatient. So that's when I was also during I was doing my summer internship in ISM Mohali, Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research. So there I was in a neuro data science lab. So I was working there. So in the working hours, I was just checking the mail, and then the message popped up, and then I checked. So I shouted, "Oh yes!"
That result released
हाँ,
mail.
oh yes, अब तो आ गई. ठीक है, तो then I informed my family members, so they congratulated me. They were like, अब जब वापस आ जाओगे, then we will celebrate. So that's how I got.
So you were called for the interview?
No, I am just telling you the direct result during the whole procedure. When the procedure began for the interview, actually my roommate also was shortlisted for the interview. So we both received the mail on the same day on different times. So there was a 2-hour gap. So I was like, इसको आ गया, मेरे को तो आ ही जाना चाहिए, इतना भी बुरा तो नहीं करा था, because so we have so that was a little bit of competition कि इसको आ गया, मुझको भी आना चाहिए. तो there was a short time slack, but then I also got my interview. My interview was with a economics professor. So I have a slight bit interest in microeconomics. So my interview, besides my degree, besides my project and work, was more towards economics, Indian society, politics. So I enjoyed that. That it's not just your academic or achievement that mattered. It's you as a person, it's your extracurricular achievement, how you know that what's going on in your surroundings at view, or what's happening in the society at point of time, so you know that whatever you are going to do, what implications it might have. So that's the one thing that I appreciate a lot of Reliance Foundation, that it's not just academics, what they see you, that you are deserving or not. It's more than your academics, of what you are as a person, what you are as a researcher, as a student working in that field. So that's what I learned from this experience.
Amazing, amazing. So, I can hear from you that you filled an entire form, which was
Yes.
huge. Then you went through interview.
We went through a test,
test,
then
and
interview.
Then
got
there
the
was
results. Tell me how Reliance Foundation postgraduate scholarship transformed your life.
Okay. So I mean, as you mentioned about the application procedure, so I think one thing I think we should mention, like when we write those essays, the personal essays and our motivation, that also helps us to reflect what we really want to do, where we are aspiring. Like they say, like हम लिख लेते हैं तो ये अंडरस्टैंडिंग मन में बहुत ज़्यादा क्लियर होता है. So I think that is also one thing, like we get much more clarity from that. And in other way, to tell about the expectation about the transformation, one thing I'm very much looking forward to is to connecting with the scholars who have got in the previous years, and also the networking opportunity and this like career guidance, and also the guidance about society and taking our life forward in a wholesome aspect. That much like I think we will be having sessions about that. So everything, those are the things I'm looking forward to. Yeah.
I would just like to add on the same note that besides monetary aspect, we have various other like having this opportunity to come here. So that is also
Exactly.
that is also a thing that we can count in our experience that Reliance Foundation is giving us. Able to speak about what you like, and you are liking that so much that you are getting funded or scholarship for the same thing. That in itself is very nice. Like it gives us a new venture, a new opportunity. So we are not stressed about how we are going to fund our education.
Yeah.
So we have a backing. We can focus or give our mind into various other arenas. So I can maybe the time I would have like spend on figuring out the funds, I can use that same for different area. Maybe more towards my project, maybe a mini project in the project. So as a student, that's very stress relieving. Our parents are also not stressed for us that how they are going to look for us. And besides that, the networking. I have come to meet like 3 more other good people who think
Good?
honestly
Okay.
good who think on the similar note, who are fun loving, who study well. So that's what it's that like it has aided us on a journey, maybe some sort of.
So you are our future, and I'm glad that Reliance Foundation Postgraduate Scholarship is giving you this wonderful opportunity and this wonderful support. The Reliance Foundation Postgraduate Scholarship 2024-25 will select 100 exceptional meritorious students from select future-ready courses in engineering, technology, energy, and life sciences with potential to contribute in creating a new India. You can go to the website and find out the list of eligible courses for this. All scholarships will be awarded based on academic merit and aptitude and will cover the duration of the degree programs. The initiative is designed to recognize and develop exceptional talent who think big, think green, and think digital for the benefit of society. Apurva, tell me, your grandmother is your inspiration. Tell us about that.
So my grandmother and my mother have they had a very strong impact in my life. They both have been very strong women. So my grandmother did not have she did not pursue higher education because at that at that point of time people used to focus more towards building up their families. My mother, on the other hand, went on to do masters in 5 subjects. So my mother was a master's in 5 subjects with 3 gold medals. So she already built such a high bar for me that my family already expected me कि ये तो अच्छी ही होगी, पढ़ाई में अच्छी ही होगी,
And
So-
you are. Yeah.
Hopefully I am. So she already built a very high bar. So what I learned from them was whatever your scenario might be, like we all have a personal fight that we are going through, a turmoil we are going through, but never let that impact how you behave with others and how you study. So you might be sad, the other might person who is looking happy might also be sad. So you should try to spread happiness. Education is a sub part of whatever we are experiencing in life. But first of all, be a nice person in your life. So that's what was the primary lesson that I learned from my grandmother as well as my mother. Though my mother was more inclined and heavy towards the education part, as you would have know. So she was a far better achiever than I am. But she she instilled a habit in me to always give appropriate time to your work and your personal life. So I see students in IIT that are working, like they're working for 15, 16 hours at a stretch, not relaxing a bit. So that's what I would want to tell people, that enjoy your this academic journey as a journey. It's not your whole life. You might have ups and downs. See, I did not get into a medical college, but still I'm working with people who are in AIMS Delhi. I'm working
Wow.
there. So that's life might give you another opportunity to crack what you might have not have cracked earlier. So that's what I've learned. Never give up and be a nice human being. That's what I've learned from both of them.
Apurva, I spoke to you besides the interview as well, and it's amazing how you focus on positive and the things that you have achieved, and how you have been able to just surround yourself with your achievements and happiness. Tell me, when you see females around you, what is that, what would you want to point out? Okay, all the females should just concentrate on career or something. You want to talk about that. You must have seen your friends around you, how they behave and what they focus on. Can you elaborate on that?
So my friends are very hardworking. I've been with women who are very hardworking. I've never like every woman is hardworking. So obviously it's not a bias, but
So,
males have generally less to focus there because we
Yes.
have some physical changes, then we have some family based situations, then we have other responsibilities on our shoulders, and at the same time we have to be focusing at par with other people. So it's tough for us, but what I have figured out is hard work and don't give excuses. Everyone is suffering some sort of situation at point of life, so hard work is what will get you. More than hard work, smart work. Time management, I have seen. For example, my HOD, department head, my department head has done her PhD from MIT and Harvard. So she's on a very well based platform, yet I have seen her scolding her children while in class to just take the bus to go from class. So we understand as students that a person has varied juggling up things to work up. So time management is the key. If you manage your time well, I think so every woman can handle all the difficult situations that are arising. And we see the today's scenario, I think men and women both are at par. There is no difference. I see no difference. There's no discrimination going on. Everybody is part. Just work hard, don't give excuses. That's what I would say.
I think like people, especially men, should be more mindful and more careful about what they think and how they respect others.
Tell me, who is your inspiration in life?
My
and-
mother in everything. Like, I mean, I saw my mother also. I mean, she did her bachelor's in botany. She's a botany honors, and she did later she completed her B.Ed, but could not join a teaching job despite having strong intention to raise me well. So I mean that has definitely benefited towards later for being who I am today. But somewhat I feels like she also deserved those parts. She also deserved a good career apart from me, something beside me. So whatever I do, everything I owe to her, and I want to see her smiling, see her happy. And every time like she has told me to be mindful about others, not to focus on only my own goal is of course that is an important thing, but to be mindful about others while what I am pursuing. That is very important as well.
Industry 4.0 is a hot topic. How do you see the role of signal processing and machine learning in driving the next industrial revolution?
Okay. It's inevitable. I mean, whatever the smart signal processing is something and machine learning is something. I mean, signal processing is traditionally present everywhere. The images we see, the audios we hear, the communication signals, like whatever our phone is doing, we are communicating, the satellite communications happening with the outer space and everything. So, and the machine learning is something that can take that forward and make our lives better. So those are very intricate and those are very complementary to each other to take our society forward nowadays. So there are a lot of scope, a lot of research is happening on, and yeah, I really hope they can produce technologies that are socially inclusive, and also they can make our lives better.
Tell me about your dreams, that you want to do something for your country. Like want to change, you want to bring in a change in our Indian society.
I would definitely, as my field is biomedical, so I would like there are many things to change. But if we say in the biomedical sector, if we see any Western country, their brain-computer interface and automated machines are already present. In India, everything is manual. If we see still in the healthcare sector, because of maybe literacy issues with the people, like informing them about the benefit that not everything manual is optimum. They have robot assisted surgeries. We don't have it in India. It's not that they are very cost high. We can obviously create Indian versions of these lesser cost machines. However, the medical sector has to be revamped because we have a lot of wastage of, like, obviously whenever we go for a test, they are going to list us a series of tests that we are going to take, but we don't know which will be useful for us. We have 15 tests to go through. Maybe 3 of that will be helpful for our specific personal use. The area of personalized medicine and exoskeletons or robotics assisted medicine, that can be incorporated in the Indian healthcare sector. As in, my project is combining some sort of his work, taking signals from patients, then creating a machine learning model so that we can predict when clinical intervention for their therapy can be used. So in sort of like some sort of this on this line, something on this line in the healthcare sector would be really appreciated. It's the need of the hour, seeing the amount of burden we already have and the pathetic healthcare conditions that are in India.
For me, you already Dr. Apurva. Tell me, what about you?
So one thing, like all this the technological advancement and whatever is happening, I think still the machine learning research or the application is very limited to the upper tier of the social pyramid. So through my research, I hope that I can at least like put an incremental change there and make the technologies a bit more socially inclusive, so that like in specifically like the test case of our country, where there are so many people who are yet to reap off the benefit of these advancements, they can be benefited from that as well, because otherwise as a society, if we are not progressing, then it is not really any progress. So
Great. Okay, so about Reliance Foundation postgraduate scholarship, आपने जब आपको ये मिल गया आपके साथ, मतलब you deserved it and you got it, then did you inform your friends? Also tell me how this is like for the future generation, for all the people, why, for all the students who are listening to you right now, why they should apply, and how will they get benefited, everything. Tell me.
I would start with, even if you're not, like, let's start with the worst case scenario that can happen for a student, is that he or she is not selected for this. So if we see the pros and cons, the cons are nothing. You're not selected. You know that nobody else is going to judge you because it's your personal thing. Na? The pro is, it's a journey. You can test yourself. You are going through a test. You will learn from your mistakes. So in a student's life, the best thing that a student can learn beforehand is learn from your mistakes. Because if you are the smartest in the room, you are in the wrong room. Obviously. So learn from it. If it's fine, even if you're not selected, later on, maybe from this learning experience, you might crack something bigger. So,
You counseled your friend to
oh
apply
yeah,
for this, like this
obviously,
only.
obviously. I'm more stringent.
I mean, the whole application procedure prepares you for a lot of other things as well. So, I mean, like she said, the worst case possibility. Even if you were not selected, then also you can like get a lot of exposure. And if you were selected, then there is like this much of the monetary
Best.
support is there. You'll get a good laptop. I think like so many in the interaction session, so many people bugged about the laptop and everything. I think that was a main crux attraction. And also this supports the whole master's course because we know the higher education in some in the non-government organizations it's very pricey. So you get a lot of support. So there is a lot of benefits.
All the students who are looking at your interview right now, give us a step-by process of how to apply for Reliance Foundation postgraduate scholarship.
Sure. Okay. So the first of all, there is one generic application form that consists of various aspects like your personal details, your academic details, and I think there is a scope for the position of responsibilities you have held so far. And with that, like if you have any papers or any conference you have attended, so you have to list all of that. The more the merrier, I think. And with that, you need 2 reference letters. One is from academic background check and the other is from
We require 2 academic letter of references, LORs. That is one will to showcase your academic acumen, and the other is to tell us
socially,
more about
someone-
your you as a person. To
Yeah,
tell
someone
you
who
about your
knows you as a
emotional
person, yeah.
quotient. How are you? What are your traits besides academics? So that it's not just limited to academics, it's more diverse, more inclusive for students which have other traits. You might be performing on a subpar level with your competitors, but you might be very well off emotionally, or you might be as a very good person. So that the selection committee can form a judgment on both these parameters.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those 2 reference letters, one is your academic reference letter and the other one is your character letter of reference. So to assess what are your virtues and values, what is your character as a person.
Yeah. Along with that, I think there is 2 essays. One personal statement and one your statement of purpose. Well, the personal statement would ideally include about your journey, about your aspirations, and the statement of purpose will focus on the career path you have chosen and how you are planning to use the scholarship to take that ahead. Yeah. So this is more or less the application procedure. And after that, there is one aptitude test.
Okay.
Yeah, so it will. It is another level of selection, and
You are provided, we are provided with a link and we have a time window. In that specified time window, we have to attempt that test.
So these are the steps to follow if you want to apply for Reliance Foundation postgraduate scholarship. With the aim to nurture aspirations and celebrate excellence, this year 5,100 scholarships are open, which will be awarded on merit cum means basis. For undergraduates, 5,000 scholarships up to rupees 2 lakhs each, and for postgraduates, 100 scholarships up to rupees 6 lakhs each. Applications are invited from undergraduate and postgraduate students enrolled in the first year of their respective programs in any location across India. Students can apply online through www.scholarships.reliancefoundation.org. Last date to apply is October 6th, 2024.
93.5 Red FM बजाते रहो